Well, good evening, everyone. Sorry, I'm a little tardy to the show here. Was caught up with a dinner engagement, but we are here on this fabulous Tuesday evening. Hello, everyone. My name is Troy. I am your mindset coach, and welcome. It's glad to have you here. Always, as always, if you ever have any questions on tonight's show about tonight's topic, all you got to do is just put them in the comments down below, and I will answer them and go from there. So this is my Tuesday night series. I come in giving free advice, right? I am a mindset coach and I love what I do. And so I always find, as being a servant to others, I always come every Tuesday evening and provide you with information that hopefully changes your life, hopefully inspires you to understand and discover your purpose. Because remember that we are placed on this earth with a purpose. And sometimes we will walk throughout our entire journey in this physical world, never knowing what our purpose is. And I don't want that to happen to you, right? I don't want that to happen to you because I know what my purpose is. My purpose is to be here as your mindset coach and to guide you and to support you and to give you some ideas, advice, tactics, strategies, and tools to help you deserve the life that you deserve, right? We all deserve a wonderful life. And let me tell you, I'm going to start off that real quickly is you deserve the life that you want. All right. You deserve the life that you want. So there's always a lot of things, right? A lot of things that happen. So tonight's topic is the blank sheet of paper. And this is an interesting one. I read this. This really opened my eyes. I had a different topic for tonight, but this one stood with me because this one talks about our creativity. All right, our creativity. Too many times in the work that I do, and just in life in general, I'm a listener. I like to listen to people talk. I like to listen to people in their conversations. I pay close attention to detail when it comes to conversations. And the wonderful part about that is you learn so much. And what I do is I learn about other people's, but I learn more about who I am throughout these conversations. And the one thing that really, truly stands out with me is when people say, I'm not creative, I'm not an artist, I'm not a musician, I'm not an athlete. There's a lot of I am nots that I hear. And you know me being a mindset coach, I say, if you keep telling yourself that you are not this, you are not this, that's what you're going to attract. That's what your vibration, that's what your thoughts. Understand that thoughts are vibration. They are energy. Everything in this world is energy. You are energy. The plants, everything is energy. And I always try to challenge people to go beyond that energy mindset, to go beyond that whole aspect of really what is this really all about. So too many times I've heard people say, and I've been guilty of it, of saying, I'm not creative. I don't have a creative bone. I don't know how to draw. I don't know how to paint. I don't know how to, do those things. And I actually had to stop and say, you know what? In all of us, we have creativity because I had to go back into my childhood. I had to realize that I am just a grown-up child. My inner child still resides within me. Because there are times when you're at the high vibration of excitement and joy and love and gratitude, the inner child comes out to play. Sometimes that's what you'll see other adults will tell you, like, oh my God, you're acting like a child. It's because the inner child's coming in. The creativity is finally awake and aware. And that's the big thing that we have to pay attention to. But because we're so influenced from our families, from our friends, from our world, our society, everything. Remember, there's lots and lots of information being thrown at us each and every day. That sometimes when someone says, stop acting like a child, when you're having fun, right? Imagine yourself, think of a time when you went and did something and you felt like you were back in your childhood, like maybe at the age of 5 or 6. There are times that if you have children, you're playing the tea parties with your daughters. You're playing football with your son. You're playing with your children. Hey, Valerie, you're playing with your children and you're excited and you're having fun. And it's the memory that lasts. You laugh about it, and then you have that immediate flashback of what it was like when you were growing up. Because you're experiencing that through your grandchildren, your children, your great-grandchildren. You experience that, and it's just like, man, I remember what it was like. And then the thing is, we always say, I remember. But why can't we be like that right now? Our creativity, right? Be creative. Be imaginative. Imagination goes such a long ways. Such a long ways. And my favorite way to say imagination is like SpongeBob. My mom, when she was alive, her and I used to love watching SpongeBob. If I watch any Looney Tunes, my inner child is like jumping with joy, with excitement, and you hate when the cartoons end because you're like, oh my gosh, it's over with. Right? Yes, music takes you there, Sonny. Yes, anything, right? You got to think of your childhood. And when we get older, we suppress that child, right? We suppress that child. So tonight's topic is about the blank sheet of paper, the blank sheet of paper. And I'm gonna share this with you because I think this is so amazing and this opened my eyes. So you have a blank sheet of paper. And we're going to talk about creativity. We're going to talk about that inner child living within us. If you give a blank sheet of paper and crayons, coloring pencils, markers, whatever it is, to a young child, and you tell them, I want you to draw me a picture. They are not afraid to take the crayon, the marker, the coloring pencil, whatever they're using, and just start drawing. They immediately look at this blank sheet of white paper and they just start going at it, right? You were there. We are all there and we still can be there. So they just take that crayon, that marker, and they just start scribbling away. And they are having the time of their life. You can sit there seeing them processing, going, okay, what next color am I going to use? And they pull it out. They create it. Sometimes they may even draw the pink elephant with purple polka dots on their blank sheet of paper, and that is their creative side, the right brain, the creativity, the imagination coming to life. And have you ever caught yourself? Do you remember someone telling you when you drew a picture, you took out the crayons, you took out the tools, you took out a sheet of paper, you drew it, you made your own little story, and then you showed someone, and someone said, that's silly. Really? A pink elephant with purple polka dots? That's silly. And when we start hearing that a lot, our creativity starts to dwindle. I say our creativity is the brightest candle in our soul. And what happens is either two things are going to happen. If we continue to allow creativity to flow through, if we create these ideas, if we dream it, we can do it. And if we allow the outside, we allowed others' opinions. Oh my gosh, that's a whole new subject. But if we allow the outside world to tell us that what we drew on this sheet of paper is silly, it's not right. This isn't correct. The flame that was about this high goes down to about this high. It starts to compress the flame down to where maybe that flame is just barely holding on. Why? Because creativity is being suppressed. So when I see this and I work with families about younger children, I always tell them when the child just goes madly crazy about this, ask them to tell the story of what they drew. Don't critique them in what is right and wrong. I remember family members who were younger than me, when they drew something, they created something, and basically it was just scribbled lines, right? But in their mind, They were creative. They had a story to it. And a lot of those are very rare. A lot of those. So the blank sheet of paper comes in two ways. We could look at this sheet of paper if we're an accountant, we're a teacher, we're a business person, we are a parent. It doesn't matter, whatever category or label you identify yourself with. When we take our pen and our paper, there are two ways to approach this. The first way that we approach this is we are so fearful of making the first mark on this paper. We're so fearful to click the pen to establish its writing ink and make the first mark on this page. I do that quite frequently when I get ready to journal. I am a journal hoarder, all right? Everyone knows that. Journals are my vice. And so I always get journals, right? This was a gift that a friend gave me. This is a journal. And when I go in, there's that blank page. There's that blank page, right? And I'm so fearful of what I want to write on this page. I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, these people have creative ideas. I am part of a group on Facebook that is the Innovative Journaling Group. And there are times that I am looking at people's journals and I'm like telling myself like, oh my stars. How did they even do that? They took time, right? They allowed their creative, they allowed their inner child to say, I'm going to do something. And I will struggle. I will sit there and I will think about like, man, what do I want to write on this? Oh, I don't want to mess up on it because then I have to start in a new piece of paper. Do I want to write it out in words? Do I want to add pictures? How do I want to approach this? So I get so fearful of making the first mark on this blank sheet of paper. That's one way we approach it. We approach it with fear. And yes, Sonny, every day is a blank sheet of paper in your life. Right? So, blank sheet of paper in everyday life. The question is, are you fearful of making that first mark of the day? Are you fearful of making that first mark on this sheet of paper? The other way that you can look at this sheet of paper is, instead of approaching it with fear, you approach it with opportunities. You approach this, you take your pen, you click it, you get your markers, crayons, whatever you choose to do. And when you make that first mark on it, you are creating, you are dreaming, you are imagining an opportunity, a vision, a future. That is the other way to approach it. That is the way we need to approach the blank sheet of paper. Stop being fearful. Stop being fearful of approaching that blank sheet of paper and being fearful of making the first mark on it. That mark does not need to be perfect. You are perfect being imperfect. Let me say that again. You are perfect being imperfect. And so approach that blank sheet of paper not with fear, but with opportunity. Approach that blank sheet of paper with your dreams, your vision, your imagination. Be creative. You never know. John Rowan, who is a great motivational speaker and a coach, one time said, and I love this, right? Here's a story. Like I told you, I'm a journal hoarder. You're going to see a lot of journals on my shows going from there. The John Rowan, I have this journal right here. This journal was not cheap. It's pure bound leather, right? Pure bound leather, right? Has the gold lining on it, as you can see, gold lining. And these wonderful lined pages. I like lined pages. Sometimes I like blank pages. It just depends on the mood that I'm on the journal, right? Spot on. I know, Sonny. Spot on. Jim Rohn will tell you, when you listen to his audio, he will basically say this. You may pay a lot of money for a journal. You may pay a lot of money for these blank sheets of paper because, if you want the basic, simple, and you just need to start jotting things down. You need to start drawing on them. You need to be creative, imaginative. You need to do all of that. Because maybe this journal costs you $40, but somewhere down the road, because you took the opportunity, you removed the fear of making the first mark on that page, and you took the opportunity and started visualizing, creating, imagining the most craziest ideas you can think of. One day, when you open this journal, when you refer back to it, you could have $1 million idea right there. $1 million idea. Walt Disney and his Imagineers. They tied in that word, imagine and engineers, and they created the word Imagineers. Walt Disney's company looks at this blank sheet of paper as opportunities. Opportunities for new rides, opportunities for new movies, opportunities for new shows, opportunities for his creation of Disneyland and Disney World. That's the way they approached it. They looked at that blank sheet of paper. They approached it with opportunity, the greatest gift that you could have. They didn't approach it with fear. They were not afraid to make the first mark on the blank sheet of paper. There are times that people like to write on napkins. And there's even times that people are very hesitant to write down information on their napkin because they're fearful of this blank page right here. When this blank page, the blank page of your life, the blank page of your future, the blank page of your journey is the greatest opportunity you can have and make things happen. I posted on my Facebook page the quote that says, if you can dream it, you can do it. If you dream it, you can do it. That's how easy it is to do this. So for tonight, I want to know, are you going to approach this with fear? Hold yourself back from making the first mark? Resisting yourself from being creative? Or are you going to take this? Take your crayons, take your coloring pencils, your markers, your pens, whatever you choose, and make the first mark to the next step of your adventure, your future, your goals, your dreams. Make the first mark with passion, with excitement, with love. What are you going to choose to do? Because every day you're presented with the blank sheet of paper. Every day you get to start the first mark on that blank sheet of life. But it's up to you. Don't reflect on all the pages that you've missed. Reflect on the pages that are before you. Reflect on the page that is presented to you right now. And then you've got many more pages coming down the road. But focus on the page right now that you have in front of you. Approach this blank sheet of paper of life. Approach this blank sheet of paper with excitement and joy. Be creative. Be imaginative. Take your pen. And if you look at that, that is a brain. Creative. I just drew this just now. This was not pre-man made, right? I allowed the first mark to be my imaginative mark. And if you look at it, this right here tells me, this is my example of the human brain right here. I just drew. Folks, I just took this pen and scribbled, and this is my product. Because what I'm talking about right now is I was not afraid in any fashion or form to make the first mark on this blank page. And look how I imagine it. I didn't even think of it. I just drew it, and my story to this page right here is that you have, let me see, I'm going to go this way, is you have the human brain. You have the brain. And that's what we're talking about, where all our dreams, all our passions, all our visions come from, is from our brain. But if you ask someone, what do you think this picture is? They're going to give you so much different information. They're going to tell you it's just scribbled lines. They may not even see the shape of the human brain on this. I just got cold chills right now because I took this blank sheet of paper, took my pen, and just scribbled lines on it, and look what I produced. Because I shared my story with you and told you it's a brain, you can now see the outline of it. But if I was to hold this up and say, oh, I just scribbled on it, I just doodled on it, I just was being silly, people were like, well, it's just scribbled lines. There's nothing there. That's weird of you. Why would you just scribble some lines? Because they are fearful of that first mark of the blank sheet of paper in their life. I wasn't afraid. I said, you know what? Blank sheet of paper, got me a pen. Let's just do it. Just like your journals, just like anything. Stop being fearful and start embracing your creativity. Allow that inner child to really come alive. Don't let your candle of creativity, the flame on it, dwindle down. Feed it so it grows, the flame gets brighter and stronger and taller. And trust me, you'll thank yourself. You'll thank yourself. Well, folks, that is it for tonight. I hope you took away some learning nuggets from tonight's little free advice, sharing you some inspiration and stories and real life examples. My name is Troy. I am your mindset coach. I come out here every Tuesday evening, all right, bringing you some advice for free. If you're ever looking to work on your mindset, don't know where to start, want to really help yourself grow, build, move forward in life, I'm your guy. Just hit me up, DM me, get a hold of me. We'll get together. I always give you a free 30-minute one-on-one consultation. I mean, come on. You don't want to miss a free one-on-one consultation with your mindset coach, right? So I'm giving that away. There's no charge of it. Like I said, it's free, and I always love doing this. And I encourage you, if there's someone who needs to hear this message tonight, someone who needs to hear this video, tag their name in the video. I greatly appreciate it. Share this out with family and friends. Do what you need to do. And like I said, I'm always coming out here every Tuesday night, bringing you something to make you reflect and think about who you really, truly are. With that said, have a great evening. Thank you for all those tuning in, and I wish you all the best and love. And we'll see you next Tuesday here on The Mindset Coach with Troy.